All right. Hi, everyone. This is our first Google Hangout, and we are doing this on technology standards. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Chris.
I'm Kaylin.
I'm Destiny.
And today I'm going to start and I'm going to show you a little presentation that I created on my standards. So this is my International Society or Technology in Education presentation. The standards that I did for teachers was to design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments. This is pretty much to incorporate contemporary digital tools and resources. It allows students to pursue their individual curiosities, which allows them to become active in their education. This is allowing them to set their own goals, their own learning experiences, and assessing themselves. We also need to address students' diverse learning styles and have multiple and varied assessment for students. The standard that I looked at for students was communication and collaboration. This is where students use digital tools to aid individual learning and to contribute to the learning of others. They learn to communicate ideas to others through the use of multiple media and different formats. They work in group and develop cultural understanding and global awareness. This is an example of a sample that you can look at for teachers. This website, I have a link right above. It's a great resource for teachers. It allows them to access their assignments, and you can also interact with other teachers, ask questions, you can share their knowledge, and so on. It's a very good site. I would highly recommend checking it out. This is one for students. It's an interactive lesson, and it's a world map, and it lets students explore their cultures and languages, and it's really good with getting the students involved with their curiosities and learning what they want to learn using technology. And these are some important things to think about. Incorporating multiple digital tools and resources. This will help teachers address their students' diverse learning styles. Also, having multiple and varied formative and summative assessments. This is important because not only does the instruction need to have multiple tools and resources, but the assessment needs to as well. The assessments need to fulfill all the diverse needs of the students. And lastly, interacting with groups effectively. Working in groups can be very beneficial, but only when you are working in groups effectively. And those are my references. And that is the end of my little presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And Chris is next.
Hi, I'm Chris, and today I'm going to be teaching you about the National Educational Technology Standards. So here's my Prezi, and I started with the National Educational Technology Standard for Teachers number 5, which is engage in professional growth and leadership. What that means is that teachers should participate in local and global learning communities, exhibit leadership through technology, evaluate and reflect on current research, and contribute to the effectiveness in the schools and the community. An example of that I found on Teachers First is this new technology where teachers can share podcasts and even lesson plans with other teachers. Not only is this beneficial for the teacher and the school, but also for the community. And my next standard is the student standard number 6, which is students demonstrate a sound understanding of technology concepts, systems, and operations. What this means is that students should understand and use technology systems. Students are able to use applications effectively. Students can troubleshoot systems and applications, and the students are able to apply their current knowledge and transfer it to new opportunities in technology. An example from Teachers First that I had for this one is called Perfect Pitch. It's an app that teaches students about orchestra using a baseball game. Prior knowledge of baseball can help them to learn about music, as well as old computer games that they may have played when they were younger. These computer games transfer a lot of skills into this app. So that's my presentation. My name is Chris Rose, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the National Educational Technology Standards. And now Kaylin's here to present some more for you.
Hello, I'm Kaylin, and now for my presentation. Okay, so before I began, I looked really into the standards, and I just talked about what they are and what they do for a little bit. So, and like why they exist and why they're beneficial. So these standards exist to help make sure that students and teachers are utilizing all of the amazing new technology that can be beneficial in the classroom so that both students and teachers can succeed in an increasingly technology-reliant society. So these standards establish that teachers have the knowledge to teach their students about technology, and it establishes that students should be able to use the technological resources to produce and retain important information. And these standards are also important because technology is becoming more and more unavoidable for teachers as time goes by. These standards help to put an emphasis on how important technology is becoming and helps teachers effectively use them in the classroom. So the first standard that I looked at was the teacher standard, facilitate and inspire student learning, which states that teachers use their knowledge of content, teaching, and technology to provide experience that advance student learning and achievement in face-to-face and virtual environments. And below that would be to promote, support, and model creative and innovative thinking, engage students in exploring real-world issues and solving authentic problems using digital tools, promote student reflection using collaborative tools, and model collaborative knowledge construction by engaging in learning with students, colleagues, and others in face-to-face and virtual interaction. And the student standard that I looked at was creativity and innovation, which states that students demonstrate creative thinking, construct knowledge, and develop innovative products and processes using technology. And under that, it says that students should be able to apply existing knowledge to generate new ideas, products, or processes. They should be able to create original works as a means of personal or group expression, use models and simulations to explore complex systems and issues, and identify trends and forecast possibilities. So one example of this that I found on teachersfirst.com is this great lesson from the website She Heroes. And it's a great social studies tool that publishes articles and videos about well-known and everyday females that are inspirational. Students using this tool would learn about these women and discuss and reflect on the obstacles faced by women in business and society and what they can do to bring awareness to the problem. This activity directly reflects the NETST standards by engaging students in exploring real-world problems and issues by solving authentic problems. And the next example that I found from Teachers First was Digital Storytelling, which was a website created by the University of Virginia. It is a way for students to create a story of their choice, draw or take pictures, and record their voice to produce their very own digital story. This activity is directly correlated with the NETS standard because it allows students to create original works as a means of personal expression, which is really all that that standard is, personal expression. Okay, so when using the technology standards, you should make sure that you are using the technology effectively to facilitate learning so that students are getting the most out of any lesson that you choose to use. Don't let the technology do the teaching for you. It is a tool that exists to aid in teaching and nothing more. And make sure your students are still using other means to research so that they do not become solely reliant upon technology. Because although technology is great and amazing, learning comes from so many other places as well. And these are my resources. And that is all. Thank you.
Where is it? Oh. Hi, I'm Destiny, and I will be talking about the teaching standards concerning technology as well. Let me get my printer. Okay, so as you can see, it says technology standards. Start this. Oh. What's going on? what's going on?
Well, Destiny, since we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulty, did you want to go ahead and talk to us about them instead of showing us your presentation? Maybe you could go through it.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Must be my Wi-Fi. Okay, well, for the teaching standards, I chose the third one, which talked about modeling digital age work and learning. And this is where the teachers exhibit knowledge, skills, and work processes representative of an innovative professional in a global and digital society. And then for the student standards, I chose critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making, where the students use critical thinking skills to plan and conduct research, manage projects, solve problems, and make informed decisions using appropriate digital tools and resources. So basically, for the teaching standards, I went to Teachers First as well, and while my presentation loads, I found this really cool website that you could teach any classroom. It was Coaster Crafter, and it's basically this website where you as the teacher would be able to demonstrate the use of like using websites, and with this website you would design a bunch of roller coasters, and you could basically like design your own amusement park, which would it also includes science because it talks about the potential energy and kinetic energy and all of that in beauty. But for the student standards, I also found on Teachers First, there was this really interesting kind of like student blog website where it teaches the kids to like post things and express themselves online, and it was created so like the students would not be criticized. So it is so like anyone who's reading the blog can only have like positive feedback, or like comments can only be positive. So the students are learning how to put themselves out there on the internet without it being too negative. Okay, so here are my standards. Okay, so on my prez you can see I had the standards listed. So these are the teacher standards and the student standards. So here's the website. So as you can see, this is the coaster crafter, which would, I thought it satisfied the teacher standard, which talked about modeling digital age work and learning. So the teacher could do this with the class, and they could just even like model this themselves. So it would start off with, you would like start off answering questions about like a science fact or something that deals with science, and the students could also do this with you. So they would learn. It's integrating science along with technology, so the students would learn how to like build a coaster, which a lot of kids enjoy roller coasters, and I thought it was really interesting how it combined science and allowed you to interact with the students, which I really liked. And then moving on. This is a student blog. So as you can see, this is the Comments for Kids blog, and basically it allows these kids to like understand how to put themselves out there on the internet, how to blog, but it exposes them so they're not like getting their feelings hurt or anything. It's just like a positive outlet for the students, and you can even do this as like a class activity where the students would each write a blog if you wanted to. And I also liked it because it's interactive, just like the coaster. And for my conclusion, I listed 3 things that you should consider when you have the technology standards. I said activities should be more student-centered. I feel like a lot of instruction is teacher-centered, and it doesn't really like include relevant information that would bring the student in, so that would be involved. Then I have the teacher should always try to improve their skills. So as a teacher, everyone knows you never really stop learning. And so, like with the technology, it's always improving. So, as a teacher, we can always improve our skills. And then for the integration of other subjects with technology, just like one of the sources I found with the coaster crafter, it involved science and technology. So, when you do integrate another subject with technology, it is very beneficial because you get 2 different subjects involved, but it's integrated it's like very smooth. And those are my references. I'm done.
Well, we have finished our first Google Hangout, and I think things went very well. I definitely feel like I learned a lot more about the standards. I think all of us have, and we will have another Google Hangout very soon.